Okay, today we're talking about Facebook ads, cost cap, when should you use them, how to use them, why not use them, and we're on subreddit Facebook ads again. And this guy says anyone using cost cap as their daily driver. This is the best performance I had so far for the past month. I usually allocate $1,000 per day but only spend around 220 to 100 actually. Would love to hear more comments from the experts here. What does he mean by cost cap? First of all, if you go to your business manager, if you click on create, if you choose your campaign objective, let's pretend that is sales. And if you, it doesn't really matter if you select Advantage Plus Shopping or manual sales campaign, once you start creating your ad, you're gonna see a window that looks like this. If you go to ad set level, it said it says cost per result, right? And if you set $50 per day, uh, Meta will aim to get the most conversions and try to keep the average cost around 50. Some results may cost more and some results may cost less, and this is what they mean by bid cap or cost per result. Here you can change the strategy. You can do cost per result or you can do bid cap, and the bid cap goes like this. Meta will try to get the most conversion without bidding more than $50 in any auction without this strategy. So why people use the bid cap or the cost per result? Usually they use it because it helps them save money. In some of my campaigns, I'm getting amazing results with the cost per result go, but also the bid cap. If I have to pick one to use, I would usually go for the bid cap. But keep in mind that in the bid cap, you need to leave the value here higher. Okay, so if your goal would be to get a cost per purchase of $50, in some cases I had to get it up to around 100 so I could get Facebook ads to deliver my ads. So you should try you should definitely try both cost cap versus bid cap. Now let's see what other guys are saying. Cost caps are goated for your 1K cost cap till it spends more. So basically, this guy says he should increase the cost cap the way I showed you, so he could spend more. For example, what I do once I start my campaign, I'll start the bid control at very low. I'll start at a situation where I can afford it, and I'll increase it if the budget is not spending. Keep in mind that if you use bid control, in most of the cases, budget won't be spent. So what you need to do would be to increase the bid cap. So the way I do it, I increase the bid control by 20% each and every day until I get my budget to spend. I usually spend half the budget, but always within target CPA. Highly recommended spend is 5K a day. And this guy makes a good point. If you're spending a lot of money on ads, if your budget is, let's say, more than a few K per day, you should definitely use cost cap, because if something goes wrong with Facebook, with the automatic bidding strategy, the highest conversion volume, in a matter of like days, you could spend crazy amount of money without a very good return. The thing is, we're selling our cheapest pack at 35, cap is set at 30. Thinking we won't be profitable if we set it higher. AOV though is 63. Should I set the cap between 35 and 63? I would definitely advise this guy to set the cap. I had a product back in the day, I think it was back in 2020, and I was spending, I think, a lot of money on ads. It was like 40K per day. And on some ad sets, I would set 5K per day, and I would use bid cap. In my case, the AOV was quite low, maybe like around $30. But I remember setting up the bid cap up to 45, and I was still getting the cost per result under 15. And that was the wild, wild west. On the side, can I still run highest volume bid strategy alongside this cost cap? Yeah, of course, you can do it. If you want to test how it's going to perform without the bid cap, go for it. In some cases, you'll get very, very good results. But right now, the Facebook ads platform is not very stable. So I think for a lot of people, it makes sense to keep the budget at 30. And here, this guy, I think he provides a screenshots. And for yesterday, we can see he got 5 purchases. The cost per purchase is 3.61. He spent $18. The ROS is 23.42, which is insane. This is the ad set mentioned above. Storage selling hemp-derived infused seltzer. So maybe like, I'm not sure what is this. It's sparkling water that tastes like... Anyway, I use bid caps. Your budget is fine, but you need to open up your bid cap and allow it to gain metrics and data. This is why you're only spending a fraction of your 1,000 budget. Once you have enough data, you can start to tighten the bid cap again to match your ideal CPA. But when you do naturally, there will be less conversions as you're telling the system we're willing to spend less to acquire. So for you, if you're on a tight budget, cost cap makes a lot of sense. Cost cap makes a lot of sense if you're not getting a lot of data. So once you have data, once you get decent conversions, what makes sense for you would be to start increasing the cost cap. Bid caps are different from cost cap, right? But if you're referring to cost caps, do you still run highest volume bid start alongside the bid cost caps and add more info in your case? Our cheapest product costs 23, cap is set 30 AOV. Bid caps are a hard stop. If it's 50, it's not supposed to go over. Cost caps is the average around 50, so it can be 70, 30, but let's say once you run the campaign for a while, it averages to 50. And this is the main difference between this strategy, the cost per result and the bid cap. The cost per result, one day they might get you a cost per result of 70, the other day they might get you a cost per result of 30 or 40, but at the very end of the month, ideally it will average to cost per result 50. If you bid cap 50, Facebook won't bid more than $50 to get you the conversion. So here with the bid cap, you have a much greater control on how much you're spending. Okay, this guy is running no highest volume occasional engagement campaigns for social proof. You should ideally be pushing your hero product or hero bundle. Find out your hero product's costs and what you could afford to acquire at in order to break even or first order profitability. Correct me if I'm wrong, or please put more light to this. Bid cap or cost per bid, I think he means cost per result, while cost cap is cost per action, right? With the info I shared, do you think bid cap would work better for us? I've been running for 5 months now. We spent enough money to get data. 38% of our sales this month are from subscription, which were acquired last month. We spent roughly 25K for the month of June. So this guy is doing like a decent spend. They're both cost per action, just different rules, either soft stop or hard stop for the conversion. Cost cap is okay if you have the budget to spend and if you're okay losing a little to acquire. It will spend more of your budget compared to bid cap. Yeah, so what is this guy saying? I'm not sure if I get it right. I think he's trying to say that cost per result will be more expensive and it will spend more money. And I totally agree. This is the case for me as well. Bid cap is very aggressive, and if it stops most of the time. If you're looking to acquire with a first order break even and loss, then getting a higher LTV with repeats, then you can bid a bit more aggressively. It just depends on your metrics and costs too. And this guy, again, another guy says, here it's sort of working last year and it was great. Lots of conversion, well within wanted CPA, but 80% of the time it didn't spend. And this is the big problem that people have with bid cap. If it didn't spend, just increase the bid cap, give it like 20% more. So here, if you see that it's not spending at $50, increase it to 60, give it today, then go for 70, give it another day. until you find a winning situation for your business. Weirdly enough, the last time I ran a cost cap campaign, it was spending without any conversions. And this is something that happens as well. Don't think when you use like those strategies, Facebook will always get you results. Facebook will always get you a lot of conversions at the profit you want. It's not how it works. I wish it was like that easy, but it's not that easy. If it was that easy, everybody would be doing media buying, you know. The job of the media buyer, the job of the agency would just go to waste, right? Can you please share how your campaign was set up budget and how did you scale it up? Interesting approach. It seems your cost cap is far under the actual CPA at scale. That is only serving to very warm leads, resulting to super low CPA. If duplicating this campaign multiple times, each individual ad set performs similarly. Our product costs, so here he says the product costs 35 to 100 depending on the packages. So he did $30 cost cap. When I try to increase the cost cap to 40 or 50, it will spend more, but it will surely give worse results than this. The answer to your question, no. Total cost cap ROAS is only at 1.9 as a whole, but this is way better compared to running maximized value or conversions. And I agree with that. Actually, after reading this Reddit, I might go on my Facebook ad account and change my strategy totally. So yeah, definitely cost cap. I'm also trying to decide if I experiment with cost cap. It works really well in Google, but I'm scared to touch the Facebook in case I mess up returns. Currently, my CPA is around 28 after months. I want to feed it more budget, but worried how it will react. Well, when you have a bad day with a high budget, it hurts more. And this is very, very true. So in Facebook ads, when you scale, you're making a lot of money. Your adrenaline is like through the roof. You know, you feel like you're conquering the world. You feel like the smartest person on earth. However, when you have a bad day, it's exactly the opposite. You feel very bad. Your ads are not working. You feel very, very dumb. In some cases, there's nothing you could do right. I feel the niche is different to other niches, especially we're doing it in Meta and Shopify, policies and compliance. And yeah, so these guys, they're doing some products that are maybe legal to advertise on Facebook, or they're a little bit in the gray area, if you know what I'm saying. So this guy says 25 ROAS, and this guy is getting 25 ROAS thanks to the bid cap. I don't think he would get those results with the highest volume. Yeah, so this was the video for today. Right now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to my Facebook ads and I'm gonna change the whole strategy to bid cap. Just kidding. But this was just like a quick tutorial on how to use bid cap.